The thing that interested me, right, Gemma, reading comments online, a lot of people were supportive of this.
Well, saying, a lot of people are stupid, but go on.
Well, that's true, and many of them are on local council.
Sure.
But a lot of people are saying, well, as long as you're doing the right thing, what have you got to worry about?
Wow, let's unpack that from the state of Victoria. Lock me down harder, Chairman Dan, who seems to be now like my greatest desire today would be don't let Dan Andrews back in the country. Like, let him stay with his new mates. But that aside, that is such a terrifying reflection on how some people think about things. And I went through COVID in WA, so I know a little bit about that sort of psychosis. Look, I'd like to think that there's someone with enough time and resources to challenge this shit legally. Pardon my French. Sorry, Danny. But genuinely, this is out of control, and it's that slippery slope. Oh, we're just doing it for your own good. We're just doing it for your safety. If my dog was still alive and those, if I lived in Victoria and I was within, peeing distance, I'd train old mate Buster to cock his leg on those cameras, and that would be my one act of civil disobedience, because it is absolutely nonsense. I've just come back from 3 days in Victoria. So many issues down there, like so many people sleeping rough. I've never seen it like that before. Literally in sleeping bags in the side of the road, forget about under shelters. Why doesn't the City of Port Phillip say, what are we going to waste money on that? We're going to invest it in helping the homeless, in helping our community and actually building a better community for the most vulnerable among us. No, we're just going to be a bunch of Karens and spy on people walking their dogs because we can. What miserable, cretinous people.
Could not have said it better myself. I want to go quickly because there's one more thing I want to get to, but I've got to give you another example of council madness. As I said, Waverley Council denying permission for local residents to build a garage, in part because it would go against their policy of encouraging people to use public transport. Joe, what do you think about this? They're literally saying, we prefer you to use the bus, so you can't have a garage for your car. That's massive overreach, isn't it?
Yeah, rest assured, the Daily Telegraph is campaigning very heavily on this issue, James, and I was just having a chat about it on DTTV with your namesake and our colleague James Morrow. It seems to be part of a kind of war on cars that cities and city councils are waging at the moment. I just do not understand if a proposal doesn't stack up for developmental reasons, if it's unsafe or if it's unsightly, that's one thing. And even then, I think it's probably arguable. But to just say, we are going to deny this because we don't approve of your lifestyle choices, I think where that ends, honestly. But Bondi, quite frankly, anyone who tries to park a car in Bondi would think that, spending millions of bucks on an underground car park is probably actually cheaper than the alternative.
You make a great point, Joe. If you don't push back against things like this, where does it end? Just quickly, we're running out of time, but I got to talk about rumours all over social media at the weekend that US President Donald Trump had died. Trump just took a couple of days off, but such is Trump's omnipresence, many assumed the only reason he could be silent was that he was dead. Now, of course, that wasn't true, but it didn't stop some people wishing for it. Have a listen to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. This bloke, who came within a whisker of being vice president, told a crowd not to worry because one day Trump will be dead.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
Gemma, this is the guy who campaigned on love and tolerance and the need for respect.
This is the guy who currently is like a footnote in a random Wikipedia page. He's a nobody, he's done nothing, leaves no legacy of worth, and that's all he's got to contribute. What a pitifully sad human.
Indeed. Gemma, Joe, really appreciate your time tonight. Thanks to both of you.